What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. And do you just have those days where you're just like so tilted, like you just get so mad? Well, today was no exception because I'm pretty sure it happens like almost every day. But before we get into that, we have some news to cover. So today in Reddit, this actually comes from Manko. He also reached out to the devs because of the special protection. Now, you guys know my response, or the response that I got. They didn't really get anything, but Manko here got a different response. And it reads, "Thank you for contacting Pokemon support. We appreciate your enthusiasm for Pokemon Duel and desire to share your experience through streaming. Your account security is also the utmost importance to us, and we want to protect your investment of time and resources." Like, okay, this sounds promising, right? "If you have streamed in the past, please let us know the date, platform you first streamed Pokemon Duel content, as well as your support ID." Okay, I don't know if people are really gonna know the exact date, like the first time they streamed it, but all right, let's roll with it. "Support ID may be used in some circumstances to assist in the data restoration with a transfer ID and transfer password have not been created. As an extra layer of protection for your account, we have excluded your support ID from this restoration function going forward. This means that it is especially important that you generate a transfer ID and transfer password for your game, as in the event of a catastrophe such as a broken phone, we would not be able to use the support ID to assist in the account recovery. Please let us know if you have any further questions regarding this process." What? Wait, what? So for streamers, they're going to go away with the support ID, so it doesn't matter if you show your support ID, if you just have the transfer ID and password, that suffice? I don't know if that means extra protection, like, and I don't even know how all of that works. So it just seems like a mediocre, like, oh, just don't do this instead. But we want to know behind the scenes, like, what exactly are you doing to protect my account, and not just my account, everyone's account? What are your guys' opinions on this? Because I don't know how I feel about it. Now, let's go back into the game. That just got me so... Alright, before we actually get into that game, I want to show you a game that I finally was able to showcase. And I want to explain the deck. Now, those of you who've been following me for a while know that anytime I do some sort of tournament that requires some sort of format, like uncommons or rares or less, like Pokefighters tournament, it was like 1 EX, 2 rares, and like 3 uncommons, or the uncommon only. I love Gumi. And the last time I played Pokefighters tournament, they're like, why don't you just put Carbonite into Gumi? I'm like, you're right, I did. So that's exactly what I did. I put Carbonite into my Gumi, and look at that, the slippery swap hits for a whopping 45. That's absolutely insane. And you guys know we do have the Dragon Sphere, so this Gumi can now go through figures, and it has 2 MP. So what would be good for having a Gumi that has slippery swap? What I was thinking, the Mighty Sphere, a fighting deck with a Gumi and the Virizion. You're gonna have 2 threats. What's Virizion's 37 Typhoon Slash? You have 2 threats. Oh no, I only have 20%. 2 threats that can switch the opponents and surround them, and with the Mighty Sphere, if you do surround them with the fighting Pokemon, they go into your PC. Choose one of your fighting type Pokemon until the end of the duel. While that Pokemon is on the field, opposing Pokemon surrounded by your fighting type Pokemon now move to your PC. Your turn ends. I'm like, oh, okay. So we have the Virizion Typhoon Slash, 37. We have the Slippery Swap, 45. So I built a deck, and I'm like, because those hit pretty high, although if you were to flip a coin, it would land, it would most likely not be in that favor, I decided not to bring double chances in this deck, and I decided to bring a max revive. Also, the Mega Lucario. I mean, I think this deck can go without the Mega Lucario, but I was like, well, I don't really need double chances because of how good or how often they can hit their purples. Now, I know this deck could actually be better with the Keldeo Resolute form, which I actually think I'm going to be crafting because I really want to test this deck with the Resolute form, because right now my only runner is Coco. Okay, so and I was actually running the the Cobalion, just so I can protect myself against the dragons. Well, I kind of needed something that can remove figures because I can't out-damage figures. I was like, you know what? I think we need Combuskin. We need Combuskin in there because he can just, because of the Cyclone, what it does is it just moves him to the PC. I'm like, we need something like that. And then I go against decks that have the Grass Sphere. So there goes my Combuskin. But the good thing about Combuskin is if you do KO me with my white, you do gain weight 3. So that is somewhat, that's important. And I think Combuskin is better than Blaziken. So I never evolve into Blaziken unless it's a situational, unless it become paralyzed or a status condition or something else. So take a look at my opponent's deck. He is rocking a Grassy. He's got the double Lurantis, and he has a Bulbasaur, a fully evolved. He has got the full evolution line. He's got the Mega Venusaur, and he's also got the Mega Venusaur blade. I'm like, okay, very, very ballsy. Like, I commend you for doing it, but like Bulbasaur, like, good luck trying to evolve this thing. Like, what are you gonna do? Status condition me? The majority of this wheel gets status conditioned or miss. Like the chances of you hitting 51 with the Lurantis probably hitting for, I don't know, maybe 100. I'm not sure. Plus 30, 60. Wait, is it 25? It's 30, right? I think it's 30, 60. Does it hit for 111? I think. I'm not sure. But the likelihood of that actually even happening is kind of rare. So I'm rocking the long throw on this deck. Dragon Sphere, Mighty Sphere, Mega Lucario. Like, let's go. Now that you know how the deck works, I go first. He does not have a speed, so I can immediately run the play. So he brings out the Lurantis. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring out my my Combuskin, and he plays the plate right away. And I'm like, okay. So I thought about, and the reason why I went for this right away is because I wanted to get rid of this threat. I'm going to pause real quick. I wanted to eliminate this threat right away. Ideally, you want to play the Mighty Sphere and then go for the cheese because he can come to my PC. But I'm like, he has 2 Lurantis. Those are threats. We need to eliminate one right now. And fortunately, we got the Spit Poison. And can I just tell you, ever since I commented this thing, I played, I think, 7 or 8 games. The amount of times I hit the Slippery Swap is less than 5. Like, I'm pretty salty about it. But anyway, he brings on the Bulbasaur. I'm going to bring up the Lucario. And he brings up his Shaman. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to put the play, and now it's time to go. But he does a really good move. He puts his Grovyle there, and if I were to hit the swap, then I would also kill my Gumi. So I see my opponent advancing. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to bring on my Combuskin, or not my Combuskin, but my Terrakion, and I'm like, I know he's going to try and attack me. I'm just going to risk it. I'm going to see if I can survive this roll, and then I'm going to surround with the following turn with Coco, but he gets the roll, and I'm like, oh, well. I'm like, great. But he does have weight 3, so now I can still threaten to surround that Lurantis. But he attacks me. I'm like, can you please let me win this roll? All I had to do was like win that roll, and I would have long throw, and I would have brought to my PC. And those are the type of rolls I've been getting, and I was so salty right there. I was like, you can't be serious right now. How? How does that make sense? I was so mad. And like I said, dude, I'm just like so salty here. So again, I'm trying to threaten this around here. We're trying to get rid of this Sceptile. Fortunately, I get a roll there. I was like, oh, thank God. But we're just trying to surround him. We want him in our PC. That's the whole, premise of this deck. But it's not working out so well, and I'm getting, like I said, salty here. My Combuskin, there's not much my Combuskin can do against this Lurantis here. But the plan here is I'm going to move my Gumi back around to the oh no, he moved. My opponent makes a mistake here, and he moves. I'm like, all right, now I'm free to actually pull this around on this Lurantis. So I hit it, and I'm like, wow, I actually hit the Slippery Swap. Hello. Or, well, Lurantis is not my PC because there is not a fighting Pokemon right there. But we are in a position to threaten game. So my opponent sees that, and he goes back, and now we're going to surround this Lurantis, and now that Lurantis is on our PC. We don't have to worry about any Lurantises at all. And now I'm going to advance with my Gumi. My opponent has no choice but to go block or put something there. And he decides to do his heavy purple Shaman. And I'm like, we're going to go for the attack anyway. And I'm like, wow, what? I hit 2 Slippery Swaps in a row. And this was the actual first game like things started working in my favor. Now, I'm going to show you guys the game that pissed me off, that tilted me so hard. We're gonna watch that game, and we're gonna watch probably all the mistakes that I make, because I would always make mistakes, but we're gonna learn. But before we do that, we have some boosters to open up, and we have a locked booster. We have 2 things right here. Hopefully we get some gems. We have 2 gold boosters. Hopefully we get an EX, like, please. And we start with an uncommon. Not good. Not good. I did not know I had 2 things there. So hopefully we can play. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. Okay, gold's always good, but I would rather see some gems, please. So my gems are low. All right. Also, you guys, the maintenance was because of the bug. So I think we're gonna be getting our gym tomorrow, hopefully. So, boom, gold booster again. Let's go. Show me those rainbow lights, please. Mudkip. Halucha, man. I thought Halucha had a cool ability because it can attack. Like, it has the ability that the Kartana has. But, dude, Halucha's just weak. Weak AF. Hashtag weak AF. Halucha. And another uncommon, man. What is this garbage? Nothing good. Nothing good. You know what? My birthday's coming up soon, guys. Maybe I should get a new chair for my birthday. What do you think? Because I'm kind of tired of hearing that. All right. We're going to jump into this match. 1 second. All right. We are back. And when I first saw this deck that I'm playing here, look what I'm playing against. I am playing against the Rush deck. And I was actually happy that I was playing against the Rush deck. I was like, this is going to be a good showcasing. Why? The Swords of Justice can beat the Zoro. I have the long throw. Like, I'm not even worried. I think I go first. And if I go first, I cannot play the Dragon Sphere because he does have the Deoxys. So if I played it, he would go here, and then I would have to move the Coco, and then, yeah, I didn't want to do it. So, do I go first? Yeah, I do go first, so I'm going to bring up my Coco. He's going to advance with his Dio speed, which is fine. So now I'm going to do this, and then I think I move on my Combustion because I'm worrying about the rush from the Gengar, which he does not bring on the Gengar. I'm like, okay, that is fine. Now we're going to bring on my Lucario because I want my Lucario to have the Blade. So I'm going to play the Mighty Sphere right away. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This might be a mistake. He might Mega, and he might attack my Lucario. We're kind of in trouble here. But I wanted him to do that because then I wanted to move on to my Lucario, and then I would move out my Combustion, and then I would long throw. I'm like, please just survive, buddy. Just survive. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm poisoned, but I survived. So now we move Combustion over, and now my opponent is in trouble of getting surrounded and moving to my PC. But he goes in and attacks, and I'm like, oh, God, this is GG, boys. Let's go. Now we can long throw. You best believe I'm going to sack him right now because I do have that Plate Blade. And I figured that the Tracheon is the most expendable because I want these two to do the chi. So hello, Mega Gengar. How are you? So I make a mistake here. I bring on my Gumi, and I was like, oh no. Let the opponent attack here. I don't know why he attacked with I don't know why he attacked into. Oh, actually, because I was -40. That's probably why. Okay. But anyway, he advances there, and I was like, oh, no. I moved on Gumi, and I thought that was a huge mistake because my opponent does have the swap spot. So I thought my opponent was going to swap, boom, and then surround my Persian. I don't know why he didn't do that. But whatever. So the next turn, I'm like, I'm going to get out of here. He attacks again. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm poisoned, so, you know, I'm like, whatever, that's fine. Now he gets his opponent. He gets his Gengar back, and I'm, like, pretty upset. So I'm going to Dragon Sphere here. I think I move up here. Yeah, I do move up, and for some reason my opponent does not take the entry, yeah, he does not take my entry point. I'm not entirely sure why my opponent didn't take my entry point, because now I can bring on my Lucario. But I think what he's going to do, because he's in a good position here, if he can take out my Tapu Koko, he can just surround either with the Gengar or either with the Rotom. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is, I don't know what to do here. This is not good. I don't like it at all. And now he attacks, and I'm like, oh, just please survive, please survive, please survive, please survive. Okay. All right. I'm like, let's go. Okay. Things are going good. We got this. We got this. So here I decided to attack, and I'm going to tell you why I decided to attack here. I'm going to pause it. We need to talk about why I attacked there, okay? one or two things happens. I have the Sword of Justice. I can get rid of this thing. I can get rid of this thing with the Sword of Justice. Or I can get the Typhoon Slash. I would swap spots, and then he would most likely, like I would bait him, he would most likely surround me with his Rotom. And if he does, then I could advance with my Gumi. Either I would advance with my Gumi this way. I would be free to move up the board. But I get the Grass Knot. So I was really upset about that. I was like, I really got the Grass Knot. Like, whatever. So now I'm going to move up. He's going to move up his Gengar. And what I'm going to try to do is here, I'm going to try and get the Slippery Swap. Just so I can be on the entry point. And then I can threaten to surround. It was actually to threaten to surround the speed. But it didn't work out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. That's fine. I can actually advance with my Gumi. We can start threatening game. My opponent makes a huge mistake. I'm like, why would you do that? You lost, bro. You lost. I have a 45. I can hit this. Let's go. Okay, what the? Oh, I'm like, the flail on the. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't want to evolve here. I don't want to evolve here because I have a huge slippery spot. My opponent's making mistakes here. He's going to goal block, and I'm like, all right, this is GG, boys. Let's go. What? Like what? Okay, I'm like, whatever, okay. It happens, it's RNG, I get it, whatever, makes sense. So now I'm going to Mega here. I'm going to Mega here because I do get gold, and I need to get my Terrakion on the board. And let's get rid of this thing. Both of the Zoros have already been attacked. He can't switch into here, so that's why I'm free to attack him. I'm like, let's go. He attacks again, and I'm like, okay, that's good. My Coco's actually surviving here. We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of this Rotom, and we do. And surprisingly, this person, my opponent here, did not have the Heat Rotom. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. Now we can bring on the Terrakion, and we're actually looking pretty good. And I'm like, okay, let's go. We're getting rolls. Gengar's getting KO'd by a Coco, and that cannot feel good. And now look at my opponent's Mons. I have everything that I can. I have everything to beat this deck. I've got the Combuskin. I have the Terrakion. I've got the Lucario. I'm like, let's go. All right, let's just get rid of this threat, and then we can threaten to take the entry point. What? What? Are you kidding me right now? So salty that just happened. I was like, oh my god. Okay, but I do have the Virizion. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm actually going to move up. We're actually going to try and surround this speed here because I still have the Lucario. So we're going to attack the speed here. And, okay. Like, really? You really got extreme speed? So salty. So now my opponent's going to move up with his Coco. And this is a mistake on my own. I definitely should have attacked her. I will take full responsibility for this, but I don't. And, yeah, I guess around I'm like, okay. Like, whatever. So I'm going to attack this turn. We're still okay. Let's go. Get out of here. Do nothing. Garbage. We're good. Moves up the speed. No problem. Lucario's got this. No problem. Let's go. At that point, I was on my break at lunch, and there's like a rail outside, and I had my my water cup, and I was like banging it on the rail, screaming at the game. And I'm sure all of my coworkers or people just coming in were just like looking at me weird. But dude, I was so salty. I was so salty that game. But just watching back, I'm like, okay, I made like a lot of mistakes, and I can't be that mad because I should not have put myself in those situations. So I actually think, like, the message here is when you're playing games and you're in the heat of the moment and you're like, oh my god, RNG is just so absolutely horrible. Why does the world hate me? When you go back and watch it, it's not that bad. Because guess what? I hit a lot of good rolls. I got the quick attack on a Gengar. You know, I got another fortune roll that I can't remember. Like, my Coco was surviving on the entry point, or on my goal. What I'm trying to say is, you only take away the bad things that happen to you, but during that game, the same RNG was actually happening to my opponent. And now when you look at it from, I don't want to say like an outside perspective, but if you put both your perspective and their perspective together, it's like, you know, it goes full circle. So should I have been mad? Should I have been tilted that much? Probably not. But you know how it is. We're in the heat of the moment. So that's the kind of takeaway for today. So I wanted to throw this video out before the gym because, like I said, the gym is probably going to be tomorrow, and I can't wait. Tomorrow is Friday, and then Saturday, and I'm going to be streaming the gym, and it's going to be fun. But we're going to cut it there. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace.